Welcome to today's video. Darlene Joyce Zschech was born on the 8th of September 1965. She is an Australian Pentecostal Christian worship leader and singer-songwriter who primarily writes praise and worship songs. Described as a pioneer of the modern worship movement, Zschech started on television at the age of 10, as part of an Australian children's show, Happy Go Round. When she was 13, her parents divorced, and the emotional stress of being on television and her parents' divorce resulted in her having bulimia for about 4 years. In 1980, when Zschech was 15, her father rededicated his life to Christ and began taking her to church, where she also became a committed Christian and met her future husband, Mark Zschech. When they married, her husband suggested that they move from Brisbane to Sydney, which was confirmed at a small church they were visiting one Sunday when the guest speaker said in the middle of his sermon, "This doesn't happen to me very often. But whatever it is you two prayed last night, God says do it now." They began attending Hills Christian Life Centre, which would become Hillsong Church. Zschech sang jingles for a number of international companies including McDonald's, KFC and Coca-Cola until she eventually joined the staff of Hillsong Church after penning Shout to the Lord. She released a vinyl album in 1987 called Make the Choice and a cassette album in 1993 called Pearls and Gold. Zschech and her husband have 3 daughters, Amy, Chloe and Zoe. Darlene Zschech's signature worship song, Shout to the Lord, has made her songwriting a household name in worship services around the world. This video shares 10 things you need to know about this pioneer of the modern worship movement. Subscribe to this channel for this and more. 1. Her last name. Speaking of that tricky name, her last name, Darlene, is pretty much resigned to the fact that people are going to struggle with saying it correctly. Pronounced Zschech, Darlene manages to find humor in her situation. "My last name provides many hours of entertainment. I answer to anything, really," she divulges. 2. She started singing at age 3. While many are still learning words at age 3, Darlene was already singing. And her first paid gig? "I've been paid to sing full-time since I was 10. Like their mum, Darlene's daughters love music. And with their various ages, their listening includes a broad spectrum of sounds, including Coldplay, Good Charlotte, Delirious, Michael W. Smith's worship CDs and Elmo and Zoe's dance moves for the youngest Zschech. 3. She's a bit of a hippie at heart. Although she's not likely to sport a daisy chain or bell-bottoms, Darlene admits she's a bit of a hippie at heart. When it comes to designers, she favors the creations of Australian designers Lisa Ho and Alana Hill. 4. She's hopelessly devoted to Olivia. While she won't admit just how much of a fan she was, Olivia Newton-John is a pop culture icon in Australia, the way Madonna is in the United States. Most Australians love Olivia Newton-John for one reason or another, Zschech confesses. 5. Forget blind dates or that awkward setup when it comes to love. Darlene met her husband, Mark, when he auditioned for a drummer position in their youth band. Praise God, he got in. Darlene recalls. 6. She loves interior design and cooking. Between touring, recording and leading worship at her home church, Darlene doesn't always have a lot of time for hobbies. But when she does, she's very domestic as she loves interior design and cooking. Taking pictures of her daughters and listening to music also rank high as fun in her downtime. When it comes to her favorite movie, she's a fan of anything with Julia Roberts in it. It doesn't take extravagance for Darlene to have an ideal day. For her, a perfect day is being with my family, going out to the beach, having a nice casual lunch and meeting up with friends. 7. She's occasionally her own worst critic. When it comes to songwriting, Darlene says, "I've written many unworthy songs, still do. But possibly my worst moment is a song I wrote many years ago with our then worship pastor called Shaping Your Destiny. We wrote it for a building fund campaign, and it should win a prize for one of the worst songs ever composed." 8. One of the most unforgettable women Darlene has met is Oral Roberts' wife, Evelyn. I was in a local church seminar in the United States and heard her give a message, and I sensed the presence of God so powerfully on her life. Her life message had a great impact on me. 9. Darlene is not only a worship leader and songwriter, she's also a senior pastor. Darlene and husband Mark Zschech became the senior pastors at Hope Unlimited Church on the central coast of New South Wales, Australia in 2011, affectionately known as Hope UK. She still does travel and leads worship. I love leading worship, but I also love just serving people. So I really don't mind what I do. I really don't. I love to write songs, and I know that's a gift, but I love ministry. I love the whole thing of ministry. So whatever form that comes in, I'm really enjoying it, itanitynews.com.au reported. 10. She battled breast cancer. According to itanitynews.com.au, in some of the darkest times during her cancer battle, Zschech says, "I remember there were a couple of times when I was really sick that I couldn't even put on worship music because it undoes me, and I felt like I couldn't scramble myself back. But there were other times when I needed it." Zschech goes on to tell a story about one of her closest girlfriends who came over and put on the song called "You Make Me Brave," which was a new song at the time. She played it over and over getting ready for my last chemo, and I just didn't think I could do it. And she's like, "Well, you're going to do it. I'm coming in with you and we're going to listen to this song until you can get up and get in there." Darlene fondly recalls. Darlene has been completely cancer-free since 2015, and her spiritual disciplines have grown stronger than ever. "I've got a personal thing that I just don't even put my feet on the floor until I've opened up my devotional and read it. I just don't feel like I can afford to. I feel like it's my food." Psalm 91 has been one of her favorite scriptures through the cancer journey. Her struggle has given her a deeper appreciation that God really is a loving God. Thank you for watching.